Hello and welcome to another Studio Series review. This is Studio Series 05 Scourge. Now getting Scourge out of the way here, let's take a quick look at his box. Now again, this is the original box. In the last video of Hot Rod, that was the repackaged box of him, which I do still have sitting here because I filmed that not too long ago. But this is what the box has evolved into a bit later, where they put the plastic window and then did a full box art just to save on recycling plastics. But this is still the original box. We haven't got a repack of Scourge yet. Even the sweep, which is the Scourge mold just with a flipped hand sort of thing, we still kept this box. Alright, on the front here we've got Scourge in his alt mode, looking all scary with his painted fingernails. On the side here we've got the regular Studio Series box art of just the Scourge photo again, cropped to a bigger size. On the back here you get a cool backdrop of the Insecticons being turned into Sweep and Scourge in that Unicron scan line looking thing. It shows you what you can do with the weapon storage on the back here. It shows you that he comes with a blast effect. And it shows him in his robot mode. Scourge up the top there. And on the side here you get a nice full photo of Scourge again, looking all scary. And then on the top you got your little see-through window and Transformers the movie. My box is a little bit beat because it was in storage for a little bit and I didn't look after it too well, which is a little bit upsetting, but I don't want to spend money on getting another one because at the minute he's going for about 80 when I would prefer to pay about 50 Australian for him. Let's get that box out of the way here. Bringing back in Scourge. He is not the most stable figure ever, but he holds up nicely-ish. He's a bit rickety in some spots. His feet, I think it's the feet that annoy me, because he's got this weird, like, the foot almost, you either have it all the way off or you lightly tap it and it just snaps back into place. Doesn't really like going further than intended, but that's mostly due to this restriction of the ankle there. But he stands reasonably okay. It's livable. I can deal with it. Awesome looking figure. I do have the sweep, but I've currently lent that to Hayden for his review of the War for Dawn pack, which will be coming out at some point. I don't say when, but I do have. My Alpha Trion. And you can see how these guys stack up together there. Slight remold for Alpha Trion. They give him a bit more of a different paint scheme and mostly remolded the chest and the wings. I don't think they remolded the legs at all, but there he is for comparison. Now, Scourge comes with a little twisty blast effect. If you don't know what twisties are in Australia, it's an Australian like corn chip. And he comes with this all blue gun with a 5mm port on the side there for weapon storage, which we'll get to in a bit. And back to the center here. Here he is with the Kingdom Cyclonus. Without knocking him too far. This is Kingdom Cyclonus. If you haven't seen the toy hunt video Hayden gave to me, he went with the Gen Selects version. And here he is with his leader, Galvatron. You can see he looks pretty good there. I am waiting for the Studio Series 1 of Galvatron to make him look a bit better in the darker color scheme. Excuse the dog noises in the back. I've got my dogs here. Alright, Let's get Swoop slash Scourge into his vehicle mode. And here Swoop is in his, or Scourge, sorry, in his boat mode. Boat. Space boat. Space ice hockey puck. Something like that. Just for a quick comparison, here he is with Alpha Trion in his space boat, and the massive Cyclonus. You can see how they stack up together. Get Cyclonus out of here and take a closer look at Alpha and Swoop here together. You can see that Swoop doesn't have this little cockpit here. The fronts are identical, except Alpha's got this little bit this part painted. Yeah, pretty much everything up until these middle pieces are different. Like Alpha's got just a little notch there, he's got this little U shape, and the little third turret on the top there is different. Obviously, to account for the different head, backs are identical, except for obviously this top part again. And underneath is different. Alpha Trion shows a bit more skin, and Swoop kind of covers up like a bat. That's about the differences for them. Get the Alpha Trion out. I will point out, I think this is an amazing little detail. It's nice and tidy. He folds up pretty much like the G1 toy, just a bit more detailed. The way that the head sits in there is quite nice. If you really want, you can grab that and pull that out and have him looking. Look at what he's shooting at. Let's fold up. In this mode, he does have blast effect compatibility. You can place the blast effect on the horn of his little hood thing there, and he can be blasting as he's flying around, being like pew 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 pew, shooting at Autobots flying past him. That is also compatible on the smaller ones on either side here. If you want. And you can also put the blaster on the side of him, so he can carry that around. Now, he doesn't roll. He is a tabletop scratcher like Blur. He's just going to scratch your tabletop up, and you're going to scrape the ABS plastic and leave that all scratched up. But that's really it for his vehicle mode. He does not a lot. You can articulate the little jets here if you so wish, but he is a space boat. He's Cybertronian spaceship that I like to call a boat. That's pretty much it for his vehicle mode. Let's get him back into robot mode for some final thoughts. Here he is back in robot mode. Now, if there's one thing that disappoints me about this figure, is the legs. Backpack I can deal with. They've made it work. They've made it look like a cape. And it's pretty hard to hide away pretty much the whole top of the boat when he's a bit of a shell former. But in saying that, being a shell former, they could have put much better legs on this guy. For a Voyager class price point, who is not that much taller than, in this case, a deluxe class, who is still quite really light and quite hollow for a figure. They could have given him better ankles, better knees, and the hips. These lower legs are just a bit horrible. They don't turn very well. They've got big square plugs at the top of them. and they're just known for popping off because they don't like to turn fully with the legs. So he's not fun to pose, is what I'm saying. An amazing looking figure for sure. He is really good looking, and I think that alone makes him worth his price. But for a mold that they've used 3 times now and they haven't fixed this one issue with, I can safely say that that's the biggest downfall about this figure, the legs. So in saying that, I'd give this figure about a 6, because overall it looks fantastic and it looks really good on the shelf, especially with an armada of sweeps to go behind him. But they could have done him a bit better. But yeah, I'd still give him a 6 for that matter. Probably the weakest of the Studio series, but still an amazing looking figure. So if you'd like to pick this one up for yourself, I'd recommend it, but try and find a pose that he will stay in, because he doesn't like to stay posed. And even with the big feet, he still likes to fall over. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. There are plenty of videos out there showing the transformation and the articulation of the figures out there. So this was just a quick overview of my thoughts on the figure, and I hope this gave you a good idea of what he's like. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!